Ever find yourself wondering what Bitcoin is actually all about? Beyond all the crazy headlines? Well, we're about to break it all down using one really simple idea that's going to make everything click. Welcome to Coinlaa. Let's dive in.
So, let's just start with this one big question. What if money had no boss? I mean, seriously, imagine a type of money with no central bank, no big company calling the shots, a system that just belongs to, well, everyone. That, right there, is the big idea behind Bitcoin.
And, digital money itself is nothing new. We use it literally every day, right? When you check your bank balance on an app or pay a friend with your phone. But here's the thing. In those systems, it's all just numbers on a bank's private server, managed by them.
Bitcoin, though, is something totally different. And to really get our heads around how it's different, we're going to use one simple analogy that just makes the whole thing make sense. Okay, so I want you to picture a digital notebook. Simple enough. But here's the twist. Instead of being owned by one bank, this notebook is public. It's shared and copied onto thousands of computers all over the world.
And what makes this notebook so wild is that it's completely transparent. Anybody, anywhere in the world can open up their copy and see a full record of every single transaction that has ever happened. It's totally open.
And this is the most important part. Once something is written in this notebook, it's there for good. It is permanent. It can't be changed. It can't be erased. Nobody can go back and mess with it. Every entry is locked in forever.
This amazing notebook? Well, that's what we call the blockchain. And you can think of each page that gets filled up with transactions as a block. As new pages, or blocks, are added, they get locked onto the one before it with this super strong cryptographic link, creating a secure, unbreakable chain.
Okay, so if there's no bank, no boss, no single person in charge, you're probably asking, well, who keeps this whole thing honest? I mean, who makes sure all the entries are legit?
Great question. That massive job falls to a global network of, let's call them volunteer accountants. There are thousands of them, and they all have a copy of the notebook. They all work together to check and double-check that every new transaction is valid before it gets added.
Now, in the crypto world, these volunteer accountants have a real name. They're called miners. But don't picture guys with hard hats and pickaxes. These are actually incredibly powerful computers, all working around the clock to verify transactions and keep the whole network secure.
So you've got thousands of these computer miners all ready to go. How do we decide which one gets to write the next page of transactions in the notebook? It's not just whoever is fastest. It's a bit more interesting than that. What happens is they all compete. They race to solve a super difficult math puzzle. The very first one to crack it earns the right to add the next block of transactions. This whole competition is called proof of work, and for good reason. It takes an insane amount of computing power to solve that puzzle. So here's how it all plays out. Step 1, somebody sends some Bitcoin. Step 2, all those miners immediately jump into action, their computers racing to solve the puzzle for that new batch of transactions. And then, step 3, bam! The winner gets to add the new page to the notebook. And for all that work, they get a reward, brand new Bitcoin. And get this, that reward is the only way new Bitcoin is ever created.
Okay, so we have this secure public notebook run by volunteer computers all competing with each other. But so what? What's the big deal? Why is this system so revolutionary? Let's zoom out and look at the real why behind it all.
Think about regular money for a second. Governments can just decide to print more of it whenever they want, right? So that leads to a really important question about our digital notebook. Can we just keep adding pages forever and create infinite Bitcoin?
And the answer is a hard no. Absolutely not. See, the creator of Bitcoin wrote a rule right into its DNA, a hard limit. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. Period. That's it. This digital scarcity is one of its most powerful features, and no person, no government can ever change that rule.
And this brings us right to the fundamental difference. Traditional banking is centralized. One company is in control. Bitcoin is decentralized. It's run by the whole community. In the old system, you have to put your trust in the bank. With Bitcoin, the trust is literally built into the code and the transparent process. That is huge. It means no single person can stop your transaction or freeze your account. It's a system that's open to anyone, anywhere.
This quote really just sums it all up perfectly. It's a system of trust. without needing a trusted person in the middle. It lets any two people anywhere on Earth transact directly with each other, and the trust is guaranteed by the network itself. Now that is a revolutionary idea.
So we've seen how this idea of a secure public notebook can totally reinvent money. But that makes you wonder, doesn't it? If this works for money, what else could we use it for? Imagine tamper-proof voting systems, or totally transparent supply chains, or even proving you own a piece of digital art. The possibilities are really just getting started. And there you have it, a quick look under the hood at the engine that makes Bitcoin run. Of course, we've only just scratched the surface. If this sparked your curiosity and you're ready to take the next step, we're here to help you on your journey at Coinlaa. Thanks so much for joining us.